Hey guys, today I'm going to be bringing you a review on the new Xtrfy MZ1 Zeiss Rail Wireless. Let's go ahead and get into it. The mouse is coming in with a lot of the same features as the previous iteration, like Cal 8.0 switches. This iteration does feature the Pixar 3370 sensor versus the previous wired version running a Pixar 3389. The weight is at around 62 grams with that original back shell case and 60 grams with the new more flat back shell case. Mouse does still feature the same comfort grooves on mouse 1 and 2, as well as the same mouse 4 and 5 buttons that are a little closer to the hand and can sometimes be difficult to hit at times in my experience, but ultimately it's not a big issue. Now, the three new main features of the MZ1 wireless is well in the name. It's wireless, so which is great if you were a fan of this mouse. I've yet to notice any issues with any form of lag or delay, so I would not be too concerned about that. The next feature is the weight balance. They allow you to adjust the placement of the battery and the cage of said battery on more of the front side or the back side of the mouse, as well as you can just center it. All you need to do is just loosen these two screws right here and either tug up or tug down a little, and you'll be able to move it. Now, something to keep in mind is the screws don't completely come undone, so you just need to loosen them enough to where you notice that the screws start to slide up and down. And the final new feature of the mouse is the back shell casing is now swappable. You can either keep that same back hump from the original MZ1, which is nice when playing claw grip, or you're able to swap it for a more flat hump, which allows that hump to not touch your palm at all for that fingertip grip style. With that being said, are those three new features worth a $50 pay increase between the wired versus now wireless version? And I would say yes, and I would say no. If you were not a fan of the original MZ1, then this will probably not change your mind. Even with the flattened hump, it does still flare on the sides and will probably still not feel like a true narrow fingertip mouse if that's what you're looking for. But if you enjoyed the previous MZ1 but wished it was wireless, then this is worth buying or upgrading to. The mouse honestly feels really great in hand, and I personally prefer the original back hump as I since moved from fingertip grip to now claw grip style. With on the border of large sized hands, this mouse fits and feels great. The out-of-the-box skates are pretty decent. I'd still recommend upgrading them to whatever aftermarket skates you prefer, but it's not necessary at all, and it does come with an extra pair inside the box. The mouse does now feature USB-C, which is great if that's important to you, and the clicks as well as the scroll wheel feel about the same as the previous wired version. They're very crisp and very responsive. There's basically zero pre or post travel on the mouse. Battery life on the mouse is great. I used it for about 2 days, maybe about 10 hours, and I had no issues with the battery. It doesn't give you an exact percentage. It kind of displays colors to represent where it's at, green, yellow, and red. So it was still at green at about 10 hours of use. My only con to this mouse is the weight balancing. Even with the ability to adjust it to a preferred side of the mouse, that battery and the cage make the mouse feel not distributed as well. It's very noticeable, and don't get me wrong, after a few hours, you won't really notice it too much. But if you're coming from something like a G Pro Superlight, Starlight 12, or Razer Ultimate V2, you will instantly notice the weight and the lack thereof distribution. I really would have loved to see Xtrfy drop the overall weight of the mouse to about 50 or 55 grams, maybe removing the RGB and the DPI button and just overall balancing that mouse a little better. Aside from that, I can't say too many negative things about this mouse. Honestly, I truly enjoy it. It's not going to be for everyone, but if you are someone who liked the original iteration or you're someone who's wanting to give this mouse a chance, I think now's a great opportunity to do it. I'm pretty sure they're going to be resold on Amazon via Xtrfy, so I would give it a try. This is now my new second favorite mouse, right behind my final mouse Starlight 12, and I will be putting big hours into it. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. And I probably will be doing an update video in about 3 months on the mouse just to kind of let you guys know how the build quality and just the quality of the mouse itself has held up over time. So anyway, this was my first kind of impressions, a mini review on the Xtrfy MZ1 wireless. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.